There are watermarks on these three exposed sides of the chimney, and the insulation shows that at one time it has been wet, and the darkness of the insulation indicates there is air movement down the chimney wall. I don't know what's on the other side. Best recommendation at this point is to double check that the flashing on the chimney is preventing moisture from entering. Clear all this debris out, air seal with expanding foam the chimney to the ceiling drywall. So at some point there was water that came down here, got all this insulation wet. You can see the rusting material from this main beam. However, there's a lot of cylindrical shaped black droppings, which I think is actually from rodents. Cockroaches. Seems like some fecal matter. There is a black mold that's on the backside of this drywall. Everything seems to be dry currently, and it seems to be a tight fit. It does seem though there's mold on this OSB from a previous water event, I'm assuming. The discolored insulation around the edge is because of air movement. There are some seed casings here, again supporting some type of insect or rodent activity. There is an attic area behind the chimney above the master bedroom, which currently I do not have access to. That may give us some information about that wall also. I see a lot of discoloration on the joists near the ridge vent and a big cockroach. I'm wondering what the cause of this spotting is, since there's a tile or a shingle roof. Which we also have here on the ground or on the deck. It's a scary thought to think that's all fecal matter from cockroaches. I don't think so, but I don't know what it is. The attic would benefit from additional insulation and an attic ladder cover. Enough insulation so that all the joists are covered, which will also cover some of these air ducts. This area here should be covered in foil, insulation repaired, so that way we're able to take care of the gaps and the voids. Also, there are some open penetrations in the floor which should be air sealed. Insulation put back on the condensation line, and most importantly on the first section of the condensation. And then the chimney should be air sealed around the base, more insulation installed. This black matter cleaned up and monitored, trying to get a sense of what that is. My concern is that it was infestation from insects, which I do not see anymore except for that one or two cockroach.
I noticed a musty odor coming out of the supply registers, so I took pictures inside the ducts, and I see what appears to be mold growth on the inside of the flex ducts. There is a machine for cleaning flex ducts, but it's not designed to remove the mold because it adheres to the sides of the ducts. Recommendation would be to replace the flex duct. The discoloration on the either side of the chimney most likely is mold. Mold is going to grow when there's enough moisture on drywall. Not sure where the moisture's coming from. This side attic in the arts and crafts room did not take us to the back side of the chimney, which should be inspected. Possibly there's some insulation displaced or some holes that are allowing airflow. Looking at the flashing from the ground, it looks intact, as well as from the attic. There wasn't any wet areas. This is another area that could be more closely inspected. From the master bedroom, that drywall was dry regarding the moisture meter. Going into the attic, that attic ladder should be properly insulated and covered. That's quite an energy penalty. The attic has air sealing, insulation, possibly insect issues. Here's an example of the air sealing. There's a large hole that runs down into interior walls. In this area, the exposed joists are channeling heat into the living area. Here there's bug tracks on the insulation. From past water events, the chimney has not yet been repaired. Regarding the backside of the drywall, which has black mold on it and debris, this should be sanitized and air sealed and then properly insulated. There is an additional attic area which we can access that'll give us the backside of the chimney to look at. These black spots up on the ridge vent are typically caused by insects. There's a couple of large cockroaches. Possible that there is a cockroach infestation causing all this debris down below and creating the tracks of something eating the pollen on the internal insulation, external insulation. Here's the arts and crafts room. Could be an access into the hidden attic area.